All right. There are some exciting things going on right now, things that have me just smiling. We have RFK Jr. teaming up with Donald Trump. We have people like Tulsi Gabbard. We also have the sad news of a second assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life and how Governor Ron DeSantis is stepping in to stand between him and the FBI. To go through all of this, I have a special guest with me, Kim Bright. Thank you so much for joining me today, Kim.
It's great to be here. And let me tell you, I am so angry and upset that this has happened a second time. But I am so proud of the way that our law enforcement in Florida is handling it. And Governor Ron DeSantis has stepped up to the plate. He's not about to wait to see what happens with the feds. He is taking hold and doing something about it. And we're going to find out the truth, because the truth matters. We're all interested in the truth, right? So, I'm excited about Tulsi Gabbard. I'm excited about RFK. I got so excited when I saw him on stage with President Trump just a few weeks ago, because he has he has a passion that I have a passion for, and it's been my purpose for the last almost 50 years, which is make America healthy again. That's been my path. And so in order to have a great America again, make America great again, we have to make ourselves healthy again. So that is a big part of making America great again, is his whole philosophy. And I'll tell you, he's spot on. I have seen the statistics rise over the decades, and what he's talking about, obesity, diabetes, neurological diseases, allergies, and asthma in children and in adults. That's happening, and we need to stop it. We need to get our health back. So make America healthy again. I'm totally thrilled that President Trump is really excited about that too.
Yeah, and I want to go deeper on that later in the interview. What was your reaction this Sunday when you heard that there had been a second attempt on Donald Trump's life?
My heart dropped to my knees. I was stunned. I wasn't surprised, though, because President Trump tells the truth. President Trump is fighting the bad guys, and they are the bad guys. Make no, don't be shy about this. We are in a spiritual war, and we're also in another type of war, the good against the bad. And he is trying to get this country back on keel again. He is trying to get the Constitution upheld. He is trying with all his might, and they keep trying to take him down, because he is speaking the truth. He is about the truth. And so it didn't surprise me, but it stunned me that it was, again happening. But I was so proud of our law enforcement here in Florida, and with, like I said, with Governor DeSantis jumping on this, because he is not one to wait. He's a true leader, just like President Trump is, and RF Kennedy Jr. is. They are leaders, and he's done with waiting. I mean, how long does it take to do these investigations? And all these people are slowly, sneaking out of these, the Secret Service, instead of taking responsibility and going, yeah, we messed up, we screwed up. And I really think there might be a mole. And so, how did this guy know that President Trump was going to be playing golf there? I don't think he was even planning on it that far ahead of time, but it really did hurt my heart. And but he's strong, and he's got the hand of God on him. Amen.
Yeah, I believe that. Just today, Representative Eli Crane came out and said he believes there's a mole in the Secret Service. He's trying to dig in on whether the mole was leaking the schematics of the Butler, Pennsylvania rally, and who leaked the fact that President Trump would be out golfing there in West Palm Beach. And how did this guy know exactly where to set up so that when they came around the hole, that he would be within 100 yards, easily able to use sniper tactics to take him out? The one thing I wanted to go a little bit deeper on with you, Kim, is, you've been running a health company for many years. You're a successful American-based company. You guys are living the American dream. But do you remember many decades ago when the government allowed the cigarette companies to do investigation on whether cigarettes were bad for Americans?
Yeah, it's like, let's put the fox in the hen house. Okay, yeah, let's do that. We're going to get great results. That's what we're dealing with here. This is insanity. This is called big money. Follow the money. Look at, who was supporting all the lobbyists back then. You got the smoking industry, you've got the pharmaceutical industry. If you took read of how many people were up on the Hill during that time lobbying, the majority of them would have been from the cigarette companies, as well as the pharma companies.
Yeah.
So follow the money. The money, they want. What good does smoking do? It's addictive, and it kills you, and it causes cancer, and it destroys your lungs. Come on now. I mean, look what they did in Hollywood. I was going to be an actress, and I left because I saw through what Hollywood was. But look how they made cigarettes so popular in the films in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. That was the big deal. You were cool if you were smoking cigarettes. No, not cool at all. That kills you. That causes cancer. So yes,
Yeah.
I remember it well.
Yeah, and I remember they used to tell like pregnant women, you could avoid the weight gain if you would smoke. But my point of bringing that up is your governor there in Florida, Ron DeSantis. He made a good point. He said the very agencies that are trying to investigate and prosecute Donald Trump are now supposed to have an even hand when it comes to investigating who's trying to kill him. And so that's why the state of Florida is now stepping in saying, we're turning this over to the attorney general. We are stepping between Donald Trump and the FBI. Do you think that this was a wise move on his part?
Oh, totally. I mean, the man, that was a brilliant move on his part, because he has jurisdiction. Because it happened in Florida, and because of certain things that happened, he has jurisdiction to do this, which I'm so happy about, because we will get at the truth. Governor DeSantis has proven himself as a leader time and time again, and he's done it again today with initiating this. So yes.
Yeah. I'm excited about J.D. Vance as the vice president. If I'm being honest, I would have loved to have seen a Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis ticket. I think they would have won in a landslide, but I still think J.D. Vance is going to be good. But I've been absolutely just so impressed with the humility of Donald Trump saying, wait a minute, I cannot drain the swamp of Washington, D.C. on my own. I need a big name like RFK Jr. What was your first thought when you saw this Phoenix rally and Trump says, bring out RFK Jr. We are teaming up to make America healthy again. What was your first thoughts on that?
Well, if I'm being honest, which I try to be all the time, I said to a good friend of mine who's very involved in politics, I said, wouldn't it be amazing if President Trump could somehow pick RFK Jr. as his running mate? Wouldn't that blow the Dems' minds? I mean, that's what I actually thought. So you could imagine my happiness when he had him up on stage, and I think he's going to be involved in the cabinet somehow, but, especially pushing and promoting, make America healthy again. But that was my thought from the get-go, because I was raised a Democrat, back when the Democrats were the Kennedy Democrats, in the day where they were, like the Republicans are today. But then when that went away, I switched. I'm definitely a Republican now. Because we have the values that the Dems used to have. And so, yes, I was very excited to see, RFK Jr.'s involvement, and happy that he is, knowing that one of the pillars to make America great again is make America healthy again.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he might actually be able to do more in the Trump administration than if he had become president, because he's going to need to do litigation. He's going to need to investigate big pharma, big agriculture. The fact that nobody's gone after Dr. Fauci, I think, has most Americans, a little bit frustrated and wondering, like, wait a minute, where is the justice? This guy pays to have this thing created. It leaks from a lab. They cover it up. And then next thing you know, they're shutting down small businesses like you and me. They're telling us to cover our face with a diaper. They're not giving us anything about how to fix our gut, about how to boost our immunity, things like that. It just shocked me. So I think he might actually do better just being in a cabinet position and able to, every day of the week, wake up and improve this country. That's my thinking anyway.
I agree with you. I mean, had he become vice president or president, I think, that this is a far better fit. And President Trump is so brilliant. And he's such an incredible businessman as well. And he knows where to place people. And I think that he's done a great decision in bringing RFK Jr. on board.
Yeah. One thing that I learned just last week, and I think this applies to your small American business there in Florida, is there's a doctor, Dr. Hazine, just a brilliant woman. She's a gastroenterologist. She's put together more placebo studies than just about any doctor in America. But what she found was that COVID and these vaccines were actually attacking people's guts, the microbiome in their gut. And so I have spent thousands of dollars rebuilding my health. I believe that COVID was overblown. At the same time, I got Delta COVID back to back, and it absolutely wrecked me. And one of the things that was recommended to me was rebuilding my gut biome. And I came across your guys' product over there at Brightcore, the Kimchi. And I want my audience to know about this. How important is the gut of the human body?
It is key. It is the cornerstone to our health. If you have a healthy gut, you have a healthy whole body, because everything originates in the gut, Stephen. The blood after digestion and everything, that goes to every single cell in your body. So if you're having problems with your lungs, your liver, your brain, your pancreas, your stomach, anywhere in the body, your digestion, that starts in the gut. And that gut microbiome you're talking about is comprised of trillions and trillions of good guys and bad guys. And what do I mean by that? Good bacteria have to be there in a balance to keep everything, the homeostasis in our body, that balance in our body. When the bad guys take over, that's when we start seeing decline in health in our different organ systems, in our blood, in our brain, in our mental and our physical. We see that damping down and becoming very inefficient, because the bad guys are comprised of the bad bacteria, the viruses, the yeast overgrowth, the fungus overgrowth, pathogens, even parasites. So when I like to do the metaphor of, we've got a war going on in our gut, always, to maintain, we're the good guys are fighting the bad guys. And most people have an overabundance of bad guys. And why is that? Their diets are feeding the bad guys. Over processed foods, all the sugary foods, the bad oils, the fried foods, all the fast foods, things like this are feeding the bad guys. Very few foods feed the good guys. And kimchi is a food that's been used for centuries, and it's a fermented food in Korea. They eat it, a lot of them, at every meal, but they eat it every day because it's such a powerhouse to feed the good guys in the microbiome and that good bacteria. So kimchi is a very different flavor to Americans. It's a very different smell. They're not used to it. So we thought, you know what? We want the benefits of this incredible food that keeps the Koreans so healthy, but we want to give it to Americans in a convenient way and where they don't have to smell it and they don't have to taste it. So we put it in a capsule form, and that's what Kimchi One is. Now, if you want to make kimchi on your own and you enjoy its flavor, by all means, please eat that, because it's going to really rev up those good guys in your microbiome. But I like to also give a metaphor of, I think kimchi is so powerful. It's kind of like special op forces, you know. It's like the Green Beret and the Navy SEALs and you know, those guys going in, and it really, they do the job. They kill the bad guys. They get the bad guys. And you know, because our gut is like CENTCOM. It's like you know, the central command, because we also have communication going from the gut to the brain. We have via the vagus nerve, we have communication from the gut to the skin. It's called the gut skin axis and the gut brain axis. And so we've got these communications going out. And when you have a clean gut, you've got beautiful skin. When you have a dirty gut, you've got rosacea, acne, psoriasis. You have all kinds of skin conditions occurring. And the same thing with the brain and our mental thinking. When you're full of poop and when you're full of these bad guys, the viruses, the parasites, all these guys are taking over. Your mental clarity is not good. Your ability to think straight and have energy is not good. You're affecting your heart. You're affecting your liver. You're affecting your whole body. And so when you have the good guys winning the war in your gut, Stephen, you are building a strong health in your body. And in order to make America great again, we have to make our own selves great again. And that starts in our gut with Kimchi One.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. One thing that has been bothersome to me, and that I hope Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Trump will look at, is I read on the Daily Mail news site that among people my age, colon cancer is like exploding. And that they're saying it all comes down to these ultra processed foods. You know, big Agra is just trying to make the cheapest calorie that it can. It doesn't really care about the quality of the ingredients. And therefore it's wrecking people's gut biome. So I'm hoping, as part of this Make America Healthy Again movement with Trump and RFK Jr., that they are going to focus on big pharma being more accountable to the chemicals they're spraying on our food, to this ultra processed food. We do not need to lose a generation of Americans because they have, you know, leaky gut or they're getting poisoned through their gut. Now, you mentioned something, you know, I went to my doctor just because, you know, I'm getting older, and I said, you know, is it time for my colonoscopy? He said, no. But he said, you should be eating more root vegetables, leafy greens, and kimchi. And I thought, oh gosh, I hate the smell of kimchi. I hate the taste of kimchi. So when I found out that you guys had it in pill form, I was like, yes, okay, I definitely want to take this. Now you've been at this for what, like 28 years?
Well, I started Brightcore Nutrition 28 years ago. It's a family-owned business. You know, I was the chief bottle washer, cook, everything in the beginning, and now it's grown and grown and grown. And my son started helping me when he was 5 years old, sticking stamps on postcards and mailing them out. Now, you know, I retired from the CEO position a few years back. Now I'm just doing, you know, the TV, the radio, and the podcast shows, things like that, and further research. But yeah, it's family owned. Kimchi One's made in the USA. You know, so we're very dedicated. I started the company. I've been in the health fields now for almost 50 years because I had a near-death experience and I met my maker, and my feet got placed, instead of towards Hollywood, they got placed on the road to health and finding out about my own health. And when I started doing more investigative research, I started understanding, why did I get so sick at age 20? Why was all these processed foods? I followed the money chains. I found out about big pharma, and I found out what they were doing to our soils and what they were spraying on our foods. And I got into organics and started realizing what to eat and what not to eat. And you talk about processed foods. I like to call them processed items. I don't consider them foods because they're tearing our bodies down. They are not nourishing our bodies. Our bodies were made by God to take in good quality proteins, good quality vitamins and minerals and live active enzymes and fruits and vegetables that are organically grown, not grown on deficient soils that are loaded with heavy metals and toxic chemicals. No, people have to take responsibility, Stephen, just like you've done. And it takes sometimes tragedies like COVID to wake us up. It took that for me. It to change the avenues that we're going to go down. We have to be responsible for our own health. We have to understand what to eat, what not to eat, and get proper sleep, get enough water every day, get the supplementation, and make sure it's not from a giant corporation that their first thought is their bottom line. Brightcore Nutrition's, I founded this company to help people. That's my first and foremost. I want to give the highest, most excellent quality, whole foods-based organic supplements that I could. My bottom line, our bottom line comes in secondary to that. We want to make people healthy. And the only way you can do that is with the highest, most excellent quality supplementation. So people do play a role in their own health. You can't give your health over to the god of medicine, Western medicine, and say, fix me, fix me. That's not how it works. It works when you have enough drive in you that says, you know, God gave us certain things to eat, not processed foods, not chemicalized foods or items. This is why taking a supplement like Kimchi One is going to help restore. The first and foremost thing that we need to pay attention to is our gut health. And Kimchi One definitely helps with that.
Yeah. After COVID, I got to my highest weight I have ever been at. It felt like everything I did to try to lose weight was putting weight on. I had to get my blood labs done, my testosterone, estrogen, cholesterol, all of that. And then I kind of white knuckled my way into losing 12 pounds. I ended up hiring somebody, a nutritional guide, and we rebuilt the way that I was eating, and we really put a focus on my gut health. And I'm now down 28 pounds, and I
Awesome.
feel, yes, I feel like a totally different person. But as I started to study the gut, I started realizing, wait a minute, like serotonin that makes me happy in my brain starts in the gut.
That's right.
Just so many things start in the gut. And so I appreciate the fact that you guys have put this out and made it available.
And Stephen, if I can tell you about this incredible, great study they did on obesity, and it was a very comprehensive study over in Korea. It went over from 2004 to 2013. There were 115,000 plus people involved, age 40 to 69. They were men and women, and they just published the findings this year. And what they were looking at was, if we give people kimchi, will it result in a lower circumference of the waist? Will it, where that, that fat that we can never get rid of is, and will it result in a lower BMI, which is our body mass index? And I have to tell you, the results were amazing. They have significant reduction in both those areas by using kimchi every day. They were using 50 grams to 150 grams in this study. And again, this is 115,000 plus people over all these years. So this is not a small study. This is enormous. So you can see the powerful food that kimchi truly is to restore gut health and restore our overall health. Again, with those chronic diseases, children can use this, adults use this, and it's convenient in capsule form. And it also has anti-aging properties. They did studies where people that are using kimchi daily, they see that they're aging less and their cells are stronger. So it's very, very important. And I'm excited about what this can do for the health of America.
Yeah. Well, and again, this is something that my own doctor recommended to me, but I could not get over the taste and the smell. So to have it in pill form. In fact, I keep it, I just keep it right here by my computer, along with one other supplement that I believe in, because if it's in front of my eyes, I take it. And if it's, put in a cabinet or something, I forget to do that. You had mentioned before coming on that you would give a special offer to my audience so that they could try this out. What is that?
Yes, Stephen, I'm happy to do that. If we're going to give you a free bottle of Kimchi One if you buy 2 bottles. And this special, of course, is available only to your viewers, Stephen, and it's while supplies last. We set aside a certain amount so we can give that free bottle away. And if you call now at 888-908-4425, and you're one of the first 100 callers, we're also going to give you a free bottle of our Radiance Vitamin D3, which again is great for the immune system because again, 70 to 80% of our immune system is in our gut, and a healthy immune system in our gut and a healthy gut makes us really strong against all these pathogens. So when you call in as well, ask about our family and friends package for even better discounts. And that number again is 888-908-4425.
Well, I appreciate you making that offer. I've been in business for myself for 15 years. I know what it takes to run a small business. You guys are a family-based business right here in America. You're fighting the uphill battle of Bidenomics,
Yes.
of Kamalanomics. I'm just hoping and praying that the American people will do the right thing. As of right now, even Democrat pollsters are saying, wait a minute, just like in the past, it looks like a Democrat is winning the popular vote. But when it comes to the Electoral College, Donald Trump is absolutely spanking Kamala Harris. And I just look forward to November. We want to make America great again. We want to make small businesses boom. That most people don't realize that most of the employment in America, it comes from small businesses with less than 100 employees. And
That's
so
right.
anytime I can support a small business, I want to be able to do that. But I want to say thank you for coming on. Our value.
Stephen, and let me tell you this before we go, please. I want your listeners and your viewers to know that we are very patriotic, and we really want you guys to get out there and vote, and we want you to really know what's what. And so we're very, very happy to be here today with you all, and I really appreciate you having us, Stephen.
Oh yeah, no. When I realized that our values lined up as far as family first, conservative values, putting your money where your mouth is with a really great product, but just this love of helping people be better. I've been telling my audience for months now, if RFK Jr. and Donald Trump could come together, I just see America getting better in so many ways. And so like in that way, I feel like my prayers have been answered. And I just think that America, I feel this energy that we're on a good path going forward. So I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come on and discuss this stuff. The offer to my audience is really amazing. I appreciate you doing that. Kim Bright, thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you for being patriotic, loving this country, building this small American business. I want to thank you for coming on. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, and the same to you. God bless America.
Thanks.